So I got an email today from another business owner, and I figured, why not just do a YouTube video about it, post it, and that way other people can get the advice too. He hit me up. He's like, "Hi, do you offer shipping to the U.S.?" I'm like, "Okay, this guy is trying to buy something from him." Say, "Yes, we offer shipping to the U.S." He says, "What's the estimated time to ship to the U.S.?" I'm like, business is based in the U.S. It's like 3 to 5 days via UPS. If we send it ground mail, and he's like, "Your shipping time is quite okay. That is nice. Well, I would love to inquire if you don't mind me asking." I'm like, "Ask away." It's like, "Actually, I just want to ask your advice regarding shipping. I own my own store, but I'm currently having issues with late deliveries. I have been getting hundreds of DMs from unknown people saying that they are Shopify experts, but none of them could recommend a good shipping method. That made me start asking other store owners like me directly how shipping works for their stores. I've been running my store for a few months now, though I've made about 30K in sales so far last month, but the only issue I'm having is late deliveries. I've got 13 complaints from my customers, and I don't want it to affect my New Year's sales this month. Please, I don't know if you have a good idea or a good supplier that offers accurate shipping." Very legit. So I have a cold. I'm coming over. Yeah, I mean, this is just something that you have to deal with, and he's not exaggerating. Once you put an email up for Shopify, you get hit up with hundreds of people. They're like, "Oh, do you have a store manager? Can I speak to the store manager?" And they're all trying to like take over, and I mean, you just get plugged into someone else's sales funnel. So I mean, use a secondary account for that, or a secondary email account. We just made one. weektowarrior.probe@gmail.com. We're like, I mean, I guess it's like aliens probing you, but I mean, I could have done Explore, but I didn't think of that at the time. But I mean, you just want an email that you can toss out there, check once a month, see if anything important or anything interesting is in there. Then you want another one for like the stuff you actually want to save. So I replied to him. I'm like, "Okay, so there's a couple of things to touch on first. 13 customer complaints about late shipment isn't bad depending on the volume you're doing. The more important question is, what is the percent of your shipments that are arriving late?" And then there's other things to factor in, such as the size of your product and the discount you're getting from the three major players, UPS, USPS, and FedEx. And I'm like, "You're not trying to never lose a package. You're trying to optimize spending on shipping. If UPS saves you a lot more money but occasionally loses a package, you need to understand how often that happens versus the savings you're getting." And that's really the big deal here. Is like, everyone is going to lose packages. Amazon loses packages. And I addressed that coming up. And like, besides that, there's no way of addressing... besides that, there's different ways of addressing the customer's expectations. You're not going to be Amazon. You're not going to have 2-day shipping or same-day shipping. I would recommend telling people that there are occasionally delays in shipping and that this is just what happens. Even Amazon has delays in shipping. The main difficulty you're fighting with is not delays, but customers being told that they're going to get a package on a certain date and not having that happen. That's the main thing. People don't... It's like when you're going to be late to something, if you just text them, you're like, "Hey man, I'm going to be 2 minutes late." No one really cares. People just don't like it when they're not up to date. They don't like it when they have certain expectations and then those expectations aren't met. So if you can handle people's expectations, then you don't actually have to do a lot of this stuff. God, this thing's looking kind of man boobs. I don't. I'm actually in pretty good shape right now. Just the way I'm sitting in my chair. Anyways, let's go. So I say I'd make it clear that 98% of the time the packages are going to arrive on time, but there are occasionally things that happen. They're just out of your control, and that you'll do your best to take care of the customers when it happens. If you take good care of a customer that has a complaint, you actually make a more loyal customer. That's true. You can actually have increased... Like, you can increase the amount of customers going to shop with you. You can increase their average customer, their buy volume with you if they have a bad experience and you take care of them really well during that experience. Because then they're like, "Oh my God, even when it goes bad, he still, like, manages to do right by me." And that's all people really care. I'm like, besides that, offer them discount codes, partial refunds for delays. When you're talking with the customers and they're complaining to you, hear them out, empathize with what they're telling you, and say that you're sorry for the delay. And that's really what people, they want to be heard first. They want you to understand why they're upset, and then tell them that, yes, I hear you. Yes, like, your feelings are valid. I hear your feelings. It's like talking to women, man. If you have a girlfriend, you hear them out. You just start issuing, oh, well, we could try this, we could try that. Hear them out first. It really helps. Then we go on and tell them that there's nothing you can do right now for them, but you want to make it right because you appreciate them as a customer, and you're sorry that this happened to them. So you can offer them a partial refund, or you can offer them other things. You could send them something for free. You could give them a free virtual item. Like, if you have any digital products, you could offer that. It kind of just, like, they're inconvenienced, and if you can help them or give them something extra, then they feel like, oh, well, I'm happy now. Like, they went from thinking that they were losing out because they paid and expected it to arrive on a certain date. That expectation wasn't met. So then if you give them some free stuff, then a lot of the times they become happy. You can also add in an option for rushed shipping for extra money, where you send stuff priority. Priority mail tends to have a lot less delays. Plus, now it's not necessarily your fault. Now it's the customer's fault for choosing the slower shipping method. And this helps psychologically, as it takes the frustration off of you, and now puts part of it. And now part of them is going to think, I should have paid for faster shipping if I want it faster. And they're not really going to be thinking, bad, evil seller, you shipped out slow, or you're holding my item, or like you're incompetent. I mean, packages go missing. Not often, but like, yeah, but I was saying like 98%, 99% of packages show up on time. It's a little worse during Christmas, but stuff happens to your packages. I've tried all the major suppliers. Stuff still happens to your packages. I have had a lot less packages disappear altogether, which is nice. But I have found if it's particularly expensive, I've never had a package I insured disappeared, but I have had some packages that I haven't insured disappeared, and I think it's like post office employees stealing the stuff, or UPS employees stealing it sometimes. And if you insure it, like, I've never had an insured package go missing on me. At the same time, you also have to look at who you're insuring it with, because if you insure it with UPS directly or USPS, depending on who it is, you might not get the best rate. And then second of all, you might have to go through their whole system, which can take like literally weeks. It's not even worth it most of the time. Most of the time, if I buy the insurance on an item, I'm doing that as a hedge against that item being lost, because it actually happens less often when you insure it. I don't always actually go after the insurance complaint, because it takes a couple hours of work sometimes if they want to drag you through it. There are also different insurance providers I know about that you can go with that's supposed to have less painful processes. But I mean, you're dealing with an insurance company, and for like under $200, it's not always worth it. It kind of sucks, but I mean, you have to kind of factor that into your prices and into how everything works. I mean, if you're an employee, then yeah, tell your employee to get back the 200, because you have to put the value on your time versus what you could do in the business to grow it. And also say, over time, get better with dealing with customers. A lot of people are just frustrated with their lives and looking for anyone to bitch at. Don't take their complaints too much to heart. And this is something that's like really true. And when I did Christmas lighting sales 2 years ago, you wind up with a lot of housewives who just aren't happy with their life, and they're looking for anyone to complain to. And they're like, I gave you money. That makes you my bitch. I'm going to now complain to you about all this stuff because my husband doesn't have sex with me anymore, and I hate my life. I mean, that's literally the self-service injury. The service industry, and you have to deal with a lot of those people. There's also a lot of people who try to rip you off. I said, if you can't fix something, try to. If you can fix something, try to fix it. If you can't give them a partial refund, then refund. Okay. If you can fix something, try to fix it. You can give someone a partial refund, then just do that, because it's really not worth your time or effort to deal with bad reviews, which is also something you have to learn, is how you balance that. Sometimes if I feel like some guys just really, it's not usually the best, but like if someone's really messing with you and you know that they're lying, then sometimes I'll actually make them like ship stuff back, or like even if something arrived broken, like you can make them send it back. I used to do this with like eBay. I mean, 99% of the time, like I've only done this like once, and yeah, but the complaint, and like especially selling on eBay, you're just like, I know you're fucking me over, man. I know that eBay is gonna side with you, because that's just how eBay works. They basically always side with the buyer, because I mean, you're making money off eBay when you're selling stuff there. So they're like, okay, well, you're not gonna leave. The buyer might buy somewhere else, but you're not going to leave because you have a bunch of time and stuff invested into this sales method. So we can just side with the buyer. Again, it can't happen too often, but sometimes just like I'll get a complaint. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. If you pay for return shipping, then I'll issue a refund. And they're like, oh, well, how much? And then they'll look up how much the return shipping is. They're like, oh, that's $10. On a $16 item. I'm like, yes, it is $10. Like, I'm not, at least when I was selling on eBay, I'm like, I'm not Amazon. Like, why are you guys trying to, like, it says all sales are final, and they're changing it for, like, because they changed their mind. So, I mean, people will try to take advantage of all your policies, and you kind of have to decide whether or not you want to let them and just let it go by, or whether or not you want to waste a bunch of time and effort and be petty and like make them jump through a couple of hoops before they get their money back. At this point, I'm just like, I mean, if you watch this video and you go by from my store and try to scam me, and I feel like you're trying to scam me and mess me over, I'll make you jump through a bunch of hoops. But 99.9% of the time, just issue the refund. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of effort. And then besides that, I said, and realize that there are going to be some people that try to take advantage of you and get what they can. It's up to you whether or not you want to allow that. And that's basically what I was saying. I mean, that's my advice for shipping is, first off, manage expectations. I mean, you can tell them that packages get lost. You can say, especially for a banner up top, and say like 10% of packages are delayed by a day or two due to the Christmas rush or Black Friday rush or some storm that's happening. Or you can just leave something up there that says 99% of packages will arrive on time. Occasionally one doesn't, and we will make it right by you. Yeah, I mean, be creative, think, and just communicate well with the buyers. I found that, like, you don't have to go autistic with this, and I have in the past where, like, I saw a bunch of packages get delayed due to, like, some snowstorm or something, and I messaged a bunch of the people who bought packages, and I'm like, I'm doing all I can. I'm gonna try and make this right. And it was basically just like, autism because of the insane amount of caffeine I was consuming at the time, and the fact that I had zero chill, and I kind of just like made it a way bigger deal than it actually was. I mean, a lot of times, like, people realize this. They're like, oh, I'm buying from this store. This store is not Amazon. It's gonna show up when it shows up. I mean, that's part of buying from anyone besides Amazon and going to the physical store itself. Is people realize, oh, I want this package more than some other crap that I could get right now from Walmart. So that's why they're buying from you. So if you realize that, and you communicate well with people, and you treat them fairly, and you try to do right by them, it's a lot easier. Managing expectations helps. Hearing them out, it's a big one. That really helps. There's an example from a book I was reading on this, and it talks about how when you go into a hospital, they will give you this form, and they'll try to have you fill out everything. I mean, I had this happen when I got COVID, lost 15 pounds. Not really sure what happened for a week. Kind of just can't really remember much of it. But I remember a bloody nose I got. Started in the morning and just went and it went and it went. I probably went through a full box of tissues. Just kept dripping down the back of my throat. And I was losing so much blood. It wasn't clotting. I was really losing it. And I was getting really nauseous from that blood that I was swallowing. And I put the tissue in my nose. I would tilt it back. I'd be pinching it. I tried ice. Nothing happened. I was in tears. And I go there. I'm like, please chemically cauterize my nose. And that's something that they used to do. I don't know why my hospital doesn't do it anymore. But I went there and I begged them to chemically burn my nose shut so it would stop bleeding. Which I feel like when you tell people you went to the hospital for the bloody nose, they're like, wimp. I'm like, no, I went there to beg them to burn my nose shut. Because I get frequent nosebleeds due to wrestling. And for some reason, when I had COVID this one time, it would not stop. And they just give you forms to fill out. And they're like, oh, fill this out and wait. And I just wanted to, like, express to someone the misery I was in. And kind of have them be like, oh my God, I feel sorry for you. Like, how can I help? And I know they can't do miracles. But, like, just actually having someone say that would have been, like, so nice. Instead of, oh, go sit in this room, we'll be with you in when we can. I'm sitting there, my nose is still bleeding, my nose is chafed completely raw from having COVID for a week, and, like, I'm pinching it, everything hurts, I'm pretty much delusional, I had to get driven to the hospital. And no one ever said anything. Like, no one ever came in and actually just expressed sympathy for what I was going through. And that really annoyed me. And I'm just like... And then, when a doctor actually did come in, and I told him that, doctor, I've lost, like, a lot of blood. Like, probably around 14 ounces I've swallowed. He's like, no. And I'm like, no, this has been going for hours. I am nauseous. Like... I know how much blood has gone back there. I've at least seen how much I've blown out my nose. And I know that at least twice that has gone down the back of my throat. Just based off the stuff. And I got nothing but disbelief. And it annoyed the hell out of me. And just ruined it. I mean, just ruined my state of being from being absolutely sick and having lost tons of blood. I mean, it made the experience worse off, and enough that I complained about it today, 4 years later. And, I mean, even though they didn't cauterize my nose, if they just empathized with me and then said that they were sorry, and it seemed like they were actually genuinely sorry for me, instead of treating me like a problem they had to just get off their plate to move on to the next one, then I would have had a much better experience. So just make sure you treat your customers well, they keep you supported, and the reason why you can continue doing what you've decided to do instead of working for someone else. Peace out.